Yeah, great. Yeah, really good. 5 stars. Yelp review. It's good. Yeah. Oh, no eyes.
Hey guys, welcome to Question, Wins and Things, episode 5. Today we've got Lachlan White, the General Manager of Technology for Lab 3. Right, bottoms up. So question 1, Lab 3, going through some amazing growth at the minute. Over the last 2 years, they've got 230% growth. And you're the top 3 LinkedIn startups. What's been the secret, what's been the strategy behind that?
I think it really comes down to how we like to partner with our clients and what we work with them on. We really focus on building the strong relationships and ensuring that they're successful in what they want as the outcome, as opposed to just getting in and doing bit of work A and then moving on to bit of work B. It's more about holistically, what are you trying to achieve and how can we help you to get there, and where do our strengths play with your strengths, and how can we all win, really. And I think that's where we get a lot of great feedback, and we have a lot of pride in what we do and how we go into work, and we're really careful with how we select our people as well, which really helps us ensure that we're giving people interesting work. And when people are doing interesting things with customers and clients, they push you towards interesting outcomes, which is, helps us get that growth.
How was that one? Good?
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
Real hot.
So question number 2. Obviously you started as a principal technologist, you worked your way up to the general manager of tech. Yep. So how's the transition been, and I suppose what are the goals for the role?
So when I joined Lab 3 like 7-8 months ago, I think it was June last year, it was really a point of transition for Lab 3, where we were going through that hyper growth scale right in the middle of it. And so it was really, how do we start to think more holistically, and I guess from a general perspective about technologies, apart from we are principal consultants in all these domains, was how can we start to pull the solutions together across all of these different domains in a more succinct way. We were doing it already, but how can we really start to stamp those out and add value to our customer and accelerate that delivery? And so that was a really interesting challenge for me, never having done consulting before, coming from a customer account, like where I'd always been on customer side, and then adjusting to consulting and not being the customer was a really big change, but really enjoyed that work. And then it became really clear through that growth that we needed to add kind of another layer of management to encourage our people where they could grow as well. And so then I transitioned to a head of cloud and DevOps role, which kind of owned the whole of our cloud and DevOps practice, which was a really exciting time because I had about 25 people report to me, which was great, and still trying to be billable at the same time, but also seeing the growth of all the people around us, stepping up to fill the gaps of what was left and latching onto these new opportunities was really exciting. And then, straight after Christmas, having that role for a couple months, we just kept growing, and we needed to then elevate ourselves again and put in some more processes and procedures around how we want to do that across all of our practices. Yeah. And that's where kind of the GM of technology roles come in. So I own all of our products and offerings across the 5 or 6 different domains that we have across cloud, data and AI, modern workplace, security, networking, and managed services. And we put all those together and make sure we're operating in the smoothest way we can. It's a lot of fun.
As well, yeah.
Thank you.
How was that one?
Hotter, really hot. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the third one.
That one got me in the back of the throat.
My mouth's numb now, so hopefully these ones are a bit easier.
This is where it gets a bit more sweary, I think.
That's it. Cheers, thanks, mate. Cheers for that one. Yeah, good.
You've touched on it that obviously Lab 3 do a lot of things, but obviously Microsoft specialist working and particularly with Azure. There's a big debate, and the debate will rage on forever, but between AWS, GCP, Azure. For a budding cloud engineer, what would your advice be? Would your advice be to go generalist across all 3, learn as much as you can, or become specialist across one of the 3 cloud platforms?
Yeah, well, I'll probably have to back myself in here, which was really just to be a generalist of one, and then trying to figure out how I can translate the other one. So for me, I started in Azure. Actually, I started in AWS before I came across a long time ago, and then moved into Microsoft land when I got the first job in cloud. And really, that's real hot, that's growing. But the ability to really become deeply technical on one of the clouds really unlocks the potential of the other one. So rather than learning, what does SNS, SQS mean in AWS, and then what is the same thing in Azure, and what are all of the technical components of those have, why don't you learn holistically what you could do with a messaging platform, as an example, in Azure, and then just learn how to translate it properly. So don't worry about the real nitty-gritty details of all of it. Go on now one, and then learn how you can translate those things easily. And then as long as you've got the good fundamentals in the actual solution, what you call it or how you build it, you're able to essentially use those building blocks and puzzle pieces to kind of build that solution. So that's what I would recommend. We're also a HashiCorp, hyper-specialized HashiCorp partner, one of 11 in the world. And that enables us to take our Azure best practices and then extend how we do that to all the other platforms and clouds, and even network devices and things like that too. So if you're really interested in doing that side of things in terms of being able to work on multiple clouds without getting super deep in them, then that's another way in which you can do that.
Yeah.
That's so hot.
Yeah, mate, I'm sitting here just trying not to cry, to be honest. I'm fucked.
I'm crying. I'm just crying.
Oh, Christ. We've only got 2 left, though.
Let's do it. Be kind to me. Oh my God.
Oh shit, sorry, mate.
Every single one.
Right, down the hatch. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Oh, I gotta pick it up. My body doesn't want to. Nope.
Oh, that's got me as well. Obviously, you're leading a bunch of people. For you, what is the best trait a leader needs to have?
Oh, Jesus.
Don't do shit like this ever.
Yeah, the best trait for me, and this is actually funny, it comes from like when I used to play sport, it's always coachability.
Yeah.
I learned this, there was a guy that I played basketball with a lot. Back in the day, he was by far the greatest player I ever played against. But he was arrogant and knew it all.
Yeah.
And so when, oh my God, when he tried to go over to college or play in the NBA, no coaches wanted to touch him because he wouldn't listen. Oh, this is so bad. I can teach you whatever you need to know technically. It's not a problem. If you need to learn Terraform or Ansible or CI/CD, DevOps, whatever, I can teach you that if you're willing to learn. So if you're willing to learn and you bring the right attitude and you be a part of the culture of a company, it's by far the greatest attribute you can have. Yeah, and don't do stuff like this.
Yeah. I think this is the worst it's been for me today.
Oh, good. That makes me feel better.
Oh my God. Last one, mate. Let's smash it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Bottoms up. Crescendo.
Cheers,
bud.
I'm feeling like metal.
Question 5. What is the funniest / luckiest / weirdest story you've got throughout your career?
Probably this one. When I was working in an infrastructure role back in the day, we had a data center outage, but we didn't know it was happening yet. Oh, far out, that's so hot. And so the manager of the DC ran down the hallway screaming, "It's done, it's gone," pumping his arms, "It's all out. It's done." And he was laughing the whole way up. And then 10 minutes later, he's walking his way back down. Oh my God, water's worse. And so he essentially called it off as a false alarm, but the whole thing went down and he'd been parading up and down like his team had protected it, but yeah, it didn't work. It's not that funny, but oh my God, that's so hot.
I think the heat has made us unfunny.
Oh man, I was never funny.
Oh Christ, man, how'd you find everything?
Yeah, great, yeah, really good. 5 stars, Yelp review, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, no eyes.
Thanks for coming on, man. Pleasure
Thanks,
to have
man.
you.
Thanks for having me.